there is the shadow of Gandhiji over the whole process of Satyagraha. We began it in our district, in Motihari.
I'm sure that we would have made the same progress. What needs to be recognized is that despite the fact that we have had only 60 or odd years of independence, we are still considered to be one of the most progressive nations in the world.
In a career that's so precarious, you can't really sit and plan things for yourself. Things happen, and I truly believe in destiny. I am really overwhelmed by this opportunity that came through.
Prakash Ji is one of the most unique, writer of our country, because he has his own take on each and every incident that is happening in our society in our time.
Not sound. Camera, clap.
Take two.
Action.
Satyagraha.
अब तक धीरज मांगा था प्रभु अब धीरज मत देना. Well, that's a song from Satyagraha, that is Prakash Jha Satyagraha. It's a huge honor and privilege to have the team of Satyagraha with us. Mr. Bachchan, Amrita Rao, Prakash Jha and Manoj Bajpayee. Wonderful to have you guys on Bollywood Hungama. And first of all, Mr. Jha, something about these lines. I think somewhere you're talking about revolution in a very subtle manner.
I compliment you for kind of like recognizing this, because see, there is the shadow of Gandhiji over the whole process of Satyagraha, which is there. No matter what Satyagraha you do, Gandhiji began this process. He began it in our district, in Motihari. And his method of protesting is, of course, like, is known all over the world. But he also made this prayer, Raghupati Raghav Rajaram, a household prayer. He used to sing this at Sabarmati, and that's how it began. And we thought that, how would Gandhi be, in today's time, and if this same very song was sung today, what would be our prayer? And that is how, sort of like, it reflects the ethos of the films and the film, and it's been, written by Prasun
Joshi. I think he's very excited about writing the lyrics for the film.
अब तक धीरज मांगा था प्रभु अब धीरज मत देना प्रभु अब धीरज मत देना.
Mr. Bachchan, you did a film called Main Azad Hoon in 1989. I think a wonderful film. And somewhere you played a character who was just thrown into a situation you used as a symbol by Shabana Azmi in the movie. And how it becomes a part of the common man. You play a common man in the movie.
ये देखिए, गांव से आप ही के लिए लाया हूं मैं ये जहर जैसा पानी पी सकेंगे आप? आज आप ही के प्रदेश में 12,000 ऐसे गांव हैं जहां लोगों के पास पीने के लिए पानी नहीं है. ये जहर भी कहीं कहीं मिलता है. 40 बरस में आप इंसान को एक गिलास पानी नहीं दे सकते तो क्या कर सकते हैं आप?
Now, after all these years, you're doing a movie called Satyagraha. Things haven't changed in the country somewhere. When you go out in other parts of the world, you see the kind of progress that is there, and especially the sort of life that a common man lives over there. Does it dishearten you somewhere?
No, it does not, because they have not been independent for such a short time as we have. They've had independence for many, many more years than we have. They've had time to progress. They've had all kinds of revolutions, and had we been in time with them at that point of time, I'm sure that we would have made the same progress. What needs to be recognized is that despite the fact that we have had only 60 or odd years of independence, we are still considered to be one of the most progressive nations in the world. I think that needs to be noted, rather than that we are not up to the standards of the rest of the world.
Amrita, you just had a Jolly LLB, which we also talked about the entire. There was a sort of a movement and issue in that as well. Is it a conscious decision on your part to just do performance-oriented roles from here on?
I think in a career that's so precarious, you can't really sit and plan things for yourself. Things happen, and I truly believe in destiny. I am really overwhelmed by this opportunity that came through, and a role that when I first heard about the background to this role, I really felt for the character because it is inspired from a true story. So there is no conscious decision.
Mr. Bajpayee, you have this dialogue with Ajay Devgan that Mr. Manav, क्या समझ रखा है आपने हमें बाराती का ढोल. Somewhere writing in a Prakash Jha movie is very interesting. It has that मिट्टी की खुशबू कहीं ना कहीं होती है.
मिस्टर मानव राघवेंद्र, क्या समझ रखा है आपने हमको बाराती का ढोल कि आप बजाते रहेंगे और हम डांस करते रहेंगे.
Something about the writing part that you've already experienced in the past, and you played a villain in Prakash Jha movie earlier as well, like in a Rajniti and Arakshan as well.
Rajniti was
not a villain.
No, that was not a villain.
You don't call that a villain?
Arakshan was.
Arakshan, you can say that.
Yeah.
So how different is your villain's character in this movie different from that one?
This guy is far more shallow, far more mean, far more manipulative, you know. And he has his, you know, his own way of looking at things. He actually thinks that politics is a business.
Right.
You know.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a very interesting dialogue in fact. Yeah.
If somebody has invested, you know, crores of rupees before, you know, being elected, he has all the right to, you know,
Get his returns.
to get his returns.
So yeah, that's investment kiya hai.
Yeah.
Something like
That's a very nice way of writing the character. Personally, I feel that he's Prakash Ji is one of the most unique, you know, writer of our country, because he has his own take on each and every incident that is happening in our society in our time. He has his own perception. He has his own way of looking at all the characters which are involved into those incidents. And since those incidents are happening in our time, you know, we relate to those characters. We relate to that incident. We don't need to, you know, go all the way somewhere else to do a research. Those characters are there, that incident is there, and you just have to go ahead and believe in his writing.
छोटा बड़ा हर पार्टी का विधायक बहुत मेहनत, तिकड़म और इन्वेस्टमेंट करके चुनाव जीतता है. एक बेचारा 5 साल कुछ कमाएगा और किसी को हक नहीं बनता है कि उसके इन्वेस्टमेंट को खतरे में डाले.